are fake.
In China, the counterfeit industry is so huge. It employs so many people. It feeds so many families. It's so intertwined with government agencies that drastic radical action to take it down will destabilize any government that attempts to do that.
It's almost impossible to fight that kind of illicit activity because their numbers are huge, they're everywhere, they're well connected, they have their own networks.
Chinese customs is trying to stop it. They're working with US customs out of the ports of Hong Kong and Shanghai to pre-inspect containers. But critical work in the field is often done by private investigators. After 3 years of undercover work, agents finally get a hidden camera into an illicit factory. This factory alone produced over 10,000 bags a week, working 3 shifts every 24 hours. The Chinese government eventually shut the factory down, and the owner was sentenced to 6 years in prison. But a hallmark of these networks is their resilience. Though a manufacturer may be stopped, the company that ships their goods abroad may still be thriving. In the wholesale markets of Guangzhou, shipping agents are on hand, pitching for business.
New York, Italy, Middle East, and Africa open center. Yeah.
Oh, good. So everywhere.
We have many very good relationship with the ship line, so we can check the price for
But this service comes with a price. One for shipping legitimate goods and one for fakes.
Your goods are some copies, such as the watches, they may charge a little bit high to do something about the customs. It's a little bit high.
Doing something about customs costs about 30% more per container at this company. Bribery is the essential lubricant of all illicit trades worldwide. In China, it is an art form. During seasonal festivals here, it's customary for officials to receive small gifts. But inside a box of cakes can be anything from the title for a luxury car to the deed for an apartment, or even a private scholarship for a son to go to university.
Those people who make fake handbags in China may not be themselves criminals, but willy-nilly they create an underground network through which other illegal activities can also take place and spread.
I mean, if you have a container of counterfeit bags, why not throw a kilo of cocaine into it, or plutonium or something else? I mean, I don't want to overstate the danger, but it's this entirely unregulated Wild West activity.
The handbag may seem harmless, but in fact it travels through a supply chain that can carry far more sinister products, from AK-47s to machinery to build atomic weapons.
Based on information from undercover investigator Ted Kavoris, customs police raid the warehouse. Police have been poised to move once customers are caught in the act. A couple of American tourists and their hapless guide are about to have an unscheduled meeting with the Chinese police.
I don't like this.
Tourists are normally embarrassed, and they should be. I mean, you're supporting an industry that's got a very dangerous dark side to it.
The dark side of the black market stretches far beyond the manufacture of designer bags. In Bogota, Colombia, another private investigation is revealing details about a far deadlier type of production: fake pharmaceuticals. Here, too, private investigators take the lead. In this case, an investigator known only as the Soldier directs the undercover operation. Due to threats on his life, his identity has to remain secret.
Utilizo prostitutas, delincuentes
I recruit
comunes,
people from within the
y
counterfeiting networks.
falsificadores
I use
arrepentidos.
prostitutes,
Los
crooks,
persigo,
reformed
los,
counterfeiters,
uh,
and make
les
them
hago
my spies and
vigilancia,
informants.
seguimientos, hasta que les encuentro el ilícito.
The soldier is meeting a former counterfeiter who is now his partner. Because the stakes are so high, she too must remain anonymous. We'll call her Rosa.
Esta es su casa.
Together, their objective is to shut down a major player. The soldier needs Rosa because she's a familiar face in this murky world where connections count.
Este es su vehículo, que la placa
But this is a tricky assignment. Rosa hasn't met the target before. His name is Saul Lopez, but in the fashion of the Bogota underworld, he too has a nickname, the Worm. The soldier has been watching him for weeks. At 9 a.m., Rosa sets up a meeting with the Worm to buy fake drugs at a local market. A secret camera, disguised as a button, will record the buy.
y siga normal.
The soldier will stay nearby as backup, and they arrange a signal if she needs his help. Most deals like these happen quickly. Through trial and error, the counterfeiters can produce a pretty convincing pill. Colombian authorities have documented that raw materials come from India, China, as well as the local market.
They mix a little of this, they mix a little of that. Does it stick together? Let's put in some more glue and a little more paint, please. And oh, we need some shininess. Let's have some wax.
Tests have revealed a surprising list of typical ingredients. Boric acid, more often used for pesticides. Yellow highway paint, made with lead, is added to give color. Startup costs are minuscule. In this case, the fakers converted button-pressing machines to form a primitive production line.
Obviously, they lack the speed of a up-to-date pharmaceutical manufacturing facility, but labor is cheap, and people will sit there all day and methodically punch out the product.
Pills are dried under light bulbs in a modified cupboard.
Destape estas bolsas a ver qué.
It may look amateur, but they can punch out up to 60,000 pills a week, with a street value of up to $50,000. Nearly 8 hours after the soldier dropped Rosa off, the deal still hasn't gone down. The Worm has repeatedly changed locations, possibly to make sure Rosa is not being followed. Finally, 10 hours after she started, Rosa hands over the money for the fake pills. This time, it's for painkillers and stomach medication. Investigations have revealed fake drugs like these are distributed regionally, though some have made it into the United States. Later, 2 separate tests confirmed they were fake. A few weeks later, based on the soldier's evidence, the Colombian police arrested the Worm and his partners. But he's back on the streets, while his case is under investigation.
It's high reward, low risk. If you get caught, you're not going to jail. We've seen the evolution of counterfeit prescription medicines from the local chemical guy to organized crime, international narcotics traffickers in Colombia, syndicates in China, drug trafficking organizations in Mexico.
The difficulty of stopping this is that this is a global, transnational problem.
Add the internet to this sort of global crime, and stopping these international criminals gets even harder. Whether online illicit traders are pushing guns, drugs, or pharmaceuticals. Just ask Mark Kolowicz. Before he was arrested for the sale of counterfeit drugs,